Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Swannanoa Valley of Black Mountain. Today's welcoming words come from Amanda Schuber. If this is your first time or your 101st time, we're glad you're here. If you carry the weight of a weary world on your shoulders, or you entered through doors with a song in your heart and a skip in your step, we're glad you're here. If you're the loudest voice in the town square or the subtle hand behind the scenes, we're glad you're here. If you failed once or 1,000 times, we're glad you're here. If you sing like angels or mumble behind the hymnal, we're glad you're here. This community is what it is because of your presence. So welcome. Welcome into this space of love, support, justice, compassion, fellowship, and worship. We're glad you're here. And now let the service begin.
Well, here we are. Summer's here. And so I want to thank you for spending your Sunday with us. I'm trying to think of, people have been sending me jokes, but I feel better with the jokes when I see you in person so you can boo and hiss and maybe even throw a shoe. And when we open soon, I'm hoping soon, you can do that then. So I'm going to hold off on the jokes. But just know that, just keep your sense of humor. And so having said that, I want to begin our opening words this morning to remind us virtually and when we come back in person, why we gather. We gather together as Unitarian Universalists because we look to the future. It's a future to be made. A church or congregation whose creed is truth and whose worship is love. A society full of industry and wisdom and full of life. A state with unity among all, with freedom for each. A church without tyranny, a society without want. A state without oppression, and a world without war. Pipe dream? Maybe. Shall this ever become fact? Who knows? We can make it so. History says no, but humankind says yes. Our time to light our chalice. Our opening hymn this morning is an old favorite on a beautiful morning. Well, it's a beautiful Tuesday. We're here, Evan and I, in the sanctuary on a Tuesday. Our opening hymn is number 39, Bring, O Morn, Thy Music. Hymn number 39. Our reading for this morning is reading in the back of the gray hymnal. It is 614. It's from Black Elk. It's called the Sacred Hoop. Then I was standing on the highest mountain of them all, and round beneath me was the whole hoop of the world. And while I stood there, I saw more than I can tell, and more than I could understand of what I saw. For I was seeing in the sacred manner the shape of all things of the Spirit, and the shapes as they must live together like one being. And I saw the sacred hoop of my people. There were so many hoops that they made one circle, wide as daylight and starlight. And in the center grew one mighty flowering tree to shelter all the children of one mother and one father. This is the time in the service when we invite you to share a joy, a concern, a sorrow. We do this especially now, so we can keep each other in the loop, if you will, and then maybe the sacred hoop of what Black Elk was talking about, so we can see and know what's going on with one another. And so with that in mind, the floor is yours for joys and concerns.
Hi, this is Carolyn. One of the joys of working on a committee is getting to know people well and creating friendships. And that ended up in Kate Ramsey and I, having served on the Building and Grounds Committee, taking the Montfort Park garden tour together last weekend, and it was amazing. Here I am sitting by a water feature, enjoying some beautiful music on the porch, and getting to know Kate even a little better.
Hi, I'm Susan Hurley, and I have two concerns. Um, I found out this week that my 19-year-old great nephew, to whom I'm close, um, killed himself this past week. It was very sudden and very sad. His grandparents, my sister and brother-in-law, who chose not to be vaccinated at age 80, both have COVID. And my brother-in-law has been hospitalized twice. He is back in the hospital right now for his second time. I come from a very large family, and we're all close. And we are all concerned about both of these families, and particularly for my oldest sister and her husband. So please keep those people in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you so much.
We have a treat today. Of course, this is Second Sundays where we have very talented musicians. And so I want to introduce you to Live is to Fly by Townes Van Zandt. Andy Gwynn is playing the guitar and lending voice. It's called To Live is to Fly.
Today, for our Second Sunday's music program, we're welcoming Andy Gwynn, who has graced us with his wonderful music a number of times. We thank him for being here with us. And he asked to have this intro to two of the songs by Townes Van Zandt, which he is performing. Townes Van Zandt was an American singer-songwriter who was something of a cult figure from the late 60s through early 90s. While he was never in huge demand as a performer, his songs were recorded by many artists, among them Emmylou Harris and Willie Nelson. Van Zandt had many personal demons. He struggled with various addictions and mental health issues his entire life, but his songs contain nuggets of philosophical wisdom that resonate with many. To Live is to Fly is a personal favorite of Andy Gwynn's. According to Van Zandt, it was written in Davidson, North Carolina, Andy's alma mater, and a place that is near and dear to him. So enjoy Andy Gwynn.
Won't say I love you, babe. Won't say I need you, babe. But I'm gonna get you, babe, and I will not do you wrong. Living's mostly wasting time, and I waste my share of mine, but it never feels too good, so let's don't wait too long, 'cause you're soft as glass, and I'm a gentleman. We got the sky to talk about and the world to lie upon. Days up and down they come, like rain on a conga drum. Forget most, remember some, but don't turn on away. Everything is not enough, and nothing is too much to bear. Where you've been, that's good and gone. All you keep is a getting there. Well, to live is to fly, oh, low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. Goodbye to all my friends, it's time to go again. Think of the poetry and the picking down the line. I'll miss the system here, the bottom's low and the treble's clear. But it don't pay to think too much on things you leave behind. Well, I may be gone, but it won't be long. I'll be bringing back the melody and the rhythm that I find. We all got holes to fill, and those holes are all that's real. Some fall on you like a storm, sometimes you dig your own. The choice is yours to make, the time is yours to take. Some dive into the sea, some toil upon the stone. Well, to live is to fly, all low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. I said shake the dust off of your wings and the tears out of your eyes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have another treat this morning. We have a meditation. Ruth Petard is going to share the meditation and prayer with us this morning.
All the world's major religions and philosophies have love at their center, at their foundation, and are committed to using love as a basis for their actions. In fact, even scientists like Einstein put love at the center of the universe and commit to its guiding force, its ultimate stability, despite the constant change and chaos of everyday life. Let's all take a moment to ponder how and where that large love shows up in our daily lives and give thanks to those regular reminders that despite upheaval, challenge, and stress, a guiding love prevails. In Einstein's words, there are only two ways to live your life. One is as if nothing is a miracle. The other is as if everything is a miracle. Let's take some moments to remember the miracles every day that you experience. Now let's return to the miracle that we have experienced every day of virtual gathering.
As usual, I want to thank you ahead of time for your generosity and for your commitment to the life of this congregation. And so with that said, I thank you ahead of time for your generosity and your sense of abundance and prosperity. And we will now collect this morning's offering. Okay, I want to talk this morning. Well, I'm just going to go for it. I think often about this church. I think often about our liberal church community. And I think about our commitment to the stability of this community and how do we maintain it. This is especially poignant now. Hopefully we are entering into a phase of our congregation where we're moving from a time of BC, before COVID, into a time of AC, which would be after COVID. So I'm dwelling on this, and I just want to say that I'm so appreciative and grateful, exceedingly so, that we still exist as an organization. And I say that with a sense of pride, and because many institutions didn't make it. Restaurants closed, businesses closed, some congregations have closed, and I don't know if they're going to be coming back. And so we are one of the lucky, fortunate ones, blessed ones, call it what you will. In affirming the good that we do as a congregation, I desire to remain a part of it through our fellowship, through this fellowship of individuals of varying national, cultural, racial, and creedal heritage. We are all interconnected in the great web of life, and this is our commitment. It seems to me we gather Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, whether, it's been virtually now, but we come together thinking and reflecting through the meaning of our commitment to this organization and how to maintain an equilibrium, if you will, a stability. Our commitment to this stability is not a creed. It is not, in some aspects, a confession of faith. It does not represent a ceiling, but it does represent a floor, if you will, a foundation, a template upon which our far-reaching and in some ways radical diversities may stand together in a common undertaking and a common dedication to stability. There's that word again. Stability meaning, in this context, a sense of security and nurture. Now, we fell short of our goal for this budget. And this sermon is not about haranguing and shaming or anything like that. We did fall short. It is doable. You will hear more about it at the annual meeting. We've had to cut monies for a lot of our operations, and especially for a lot of our committees. Now, what I feel is important in this commitment is that there is an underlying assumption, at least to my mind, that one does not ever quite understand another human being. One does never quite understand anybody. You certainly don't ever really quite understand yourself. But if one is creative, we come to realize that we are always growing. We are evolving things. We are living beings. We are organisms. For you see, understanding is a growing thing. Thich Nhat Hanh tells us that without understanding, there can be no love. Or as he puts it, if you do not understand, then how can you love? Complete understanding is not static. It's always growing and becoming. It's a crown held over our heads for the rest of our lives that we shall be trying to grow tall enough to wear, to quote Howard Thurman. We realize or we discover that there is only one equality. Now this is crucial. There's only one equality among human beings. And that equality is not the equality of talents. No. It is not an equality of ability, nor is it an equality of economic power, position, or prestige. It is not an equality of gifts, no matter how diversified those gifts may be. It is not an equality of physique. It is not an equality of beauty. Nor is it an equality of morality or an equality of conviction. Then what is it, Michael? Well, I'm glad that you asked. It is an equality of the infinite worth of every human being. We, as you use, we like to label it the inherent worth, and dignity. Other more orthodox paths call it made in the image and likeness of God. But it doesn't matter what you call it. You have to adhere to it. Whether an individual may say whatever they may say about what they think of themselves, everyone, however dilapidated they may be, however broken in spirit or desolate or depressed they may be, every individual is convinced that they are of infinite worth. Now, you may have difficulty in getting them to admit this. You may have to dig around through the wreckage and the rubbish of his or her life. You may have to search all of the debris of their lives until you come upon that special spark. And that is what it means to insist that, for instance, when we say someone is down but not out, I may be down but I'm never out, that is what the phrase means, that we are all of infinite worth. We come together on Sunday mornings to affirm this. That's why we gather. We are aware of this when we gather, and we push aside the barriers of the ego, of the lower self. We then flow together into each other. And when that happens, I'm not male or female or yellow or black or brown or red or white. I'm not illiterate or educated or rich or poor or healthy or unhealthy or righteous or unrighteous. But I am a naked human spirit. That is my essence. I am a naked human spirit that spills over into other human spirits as they spill over into me. Now, we cannot maintain this awareness all or even most of the time unless one is such an old, evolved, or transcendental soul. And I assure you, those souls do exist. But most of us are simply not there yet. Yet there is a moment. There is a moment here when we gather together, when the walls that shut us in and out with our little problems and our little anxieties, with our heart hunger, our neediness, or our mind weariness, there is a small moment here where Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, the barriers are pushed away. And even for those who are not believers in what I'm proposing here, you may feel that something is happening, a sense of being related to a power that is more than I am, more than you are. That is not an indulgence of the mind. That is not a projection of my desires. That is not merely wishful thinking. That suggests an energy, an intelligence, a presence. In other words, we believe in this presence. We acknowledge this energy, this intelligence. We may call it by various names because it can and it does break down the walls that separate us. Whether or not you bow down at another kind of altar or no altar at all. You see, we believe in this congregation. We believe in this church because we experience it. And this is stabilizing. This creates a kind of self-respect. No matter how bad a person may be, she may be poor, she may be ignorant, she may be wretched, so-called ugly, but stripped to his or her bare essence, he or she is of infinite worth. And this is the basis of genuine democracy. There may not be equality of gifts. There may not be equality of power, of beauty, or grace, or achievement, or spirituality. But the crucial point for democracy to work is to recognize that each and every one of us has infinite worth. Stability is not something that's just plucked out of thin air. It's not magical. It is a state of mind. It's a quality of being that is created by one's own life experience. And so then there is tranquility, there is serenity, there is composure and consistency in commitment and stability. And now the conclusion. This is another principle. It's a fundamental one to which for the quest that we are journeying on, and that is the experience of unity. Unity is more compelling than the dogmas and racism and prejudices that divide us. There is a profound unity of all existence that is the ultimate reality. Those who would wish to exercise decisive control over the planet and the lives of others for this reason, and this reason alone, are careful to keep people from experiencing this unity. If walls of separation must be maintained, this is a sound policy. Human beings cannot, under any circumstances, be permitted to experience full unity. For this unity is the basis, the very essence of stability, for peace of mind, and of security within. We have back here in the church, it's in Hungarian, Ege az Esten. I probably ruined it, but it's right here. When you come in, you look at it. And it means God is one. It means God is one. Life is one. And there are no divisions in this world except those that we have instituted as human beings. Ege az Esten. Going forward, whatever obstacles may arise, and there will be obstacles. There will be other viruses. There will be other pandemics, other attempted insurrections, social and political unrest. Try to remember what I've just told you here today, for it holds the key to our survival as a community, as a congregation, and I dare say, as a species. It holds the key to us achieving our goals. It is the key to our stability and to our commitment to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of the Swannanoa Valley. May it always be so.
This is hymn number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song.
And so I thank you again for attending this Sunday. Hope to see you soon in the not too distant future. And I just want to end with these words. We will extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. These things we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we meet again. Have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. We did it, Brian. Right.
I come from a long line of high, low, and in between, the same as you. Hills of golden, piles of poison, time's thrown me through. And I believe I've come to learn that turning round is to become confusion. And the gold's no good for spending, and the poison's hungry waiting. What can you leave behind when you're flying lightning fast and all alone? Only a trace, my friend, spirit of motion born and direction grown. A trace that will not fade in frozen skies. Your journey will be. And if a shadow don't seem much company, who said it would be? There is a highway and the homemade loving kind, and the highway's mine. Us ramblers get the traveling done. You fathers build with stones that stand and shine. Heaven is where you find it, and you can't take too much with you. Ah, but Daddy, don't you listen? It's just this highway talking. All things that are alive are brothers in the soil and in the sky. I believe it with my blood, if not my eyes. I don't know why we can't be brothers here. I know we should be. Ah, but answers don't seem easy.